Hello, 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 my friends. Welcome to the show that never ends. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? So today, I know it's the King Tiger C again. I explained this in the post-game stat stuff. I've been playing this a lot because for the India rewards through Twitch Prime, you got to play this thing 3 times every day in order to get 3 ticket things. You got to be in the top 7 or top 10 of your team in experience. So I've been playing this an exceptionally a large amount of times. I am going to pause this because dang it. I should just start the video right over from scratch so you guys don't have to see me being an idiot and forgetting to turn that down once again. But anyway, so we'll continue on. So it just happens that I've been playing this a lot, so a lot of the stuff that I want to make videos for, I happen to be in this tank. So I do apologize. I don't want this to... It won't continue where I'm always in this tank. But anyways, this is going to be a video on why I'm so happy that they have artillery in the match to stop people like me who camp and sit back in the back of the map and snipe. And that's all I do. Obviously, I'm full of shit. I'm just kidding. Um, no, artillery was designed to stop people from camping, and so I got lit. How? Not really sure. Might have been, I guess, that T-62. But watch Arty just pound the snot out of me because I'm camping. Okay, remember that I'm camping. But anyways, so that Tiger P is going to give me a nice shot at sight. And I don't like sitting still, especially if I know artillery is doing exactly that. We just got hit by 2 more arty shells, M44, M44. Um, yeah, so you can see artillery, and there's another one, M44. Artillery has focused me. There's another one, M44. They have focused me, and that's why I love having 2, 3 arties in the match, because that way they can stop me from camping. Obviously, I'm not camping. That's what it was designed for, but what they do is they focus the good players out, or um, if you make one little mistake, it'll turn around and bite you. But I mean, you can see that took my commander out, my gunner out, my engine was knocked out, my tracks were knocked out. Look how slow this thing's moving. And that's why I carry the big repair kit and the big first aid kit, is just for instances like this. So what are you going to pick, your commander or your gunner? Well, you'd think the gunner, but then the commander, you have no view range. It's still slow on reloading. There's you want a good gunner so that way you can hit the targets. Your traverse is faster on the turret. Like, that's why my turret's moving so darn slow right now, because my gunner's knocked out, and the commander too. So that's why I like to have the big repair kits and stuff, just due to the fact that when I get so many things knocked out, I can be like, ha, fixed it all. So it's nice to have that capability. So we take out the YAG PC4, which I'm actually doing a video on that next. It's kind of funny that somebody played that. I fell right into that. I should not have pulled the trigger at that angle on the KV3. I've played that thing enough to know I would have never penned it. Well, I'm going after the SU-152 because he just shot, and this damn T-29 is ramming into me, slowing me down. I'm like, it's got like a 19-second load time. If he wouldn't, I actually get lucky enough to get a shot into him. But thanks to that T-29 ramming into me like a douchebag, I almost didn't get the shot into him. And the SU-152 is trying to get snuck around here. And there he goes. Bye-bye. The SU-152 has a very dangerous gun, even if it's the stock gun, which a lot of people use a stock gun on it because it's a big freaking derp gun. Now, I don't want you to think I'm running away from the T-150. What I was trying to do is flank the T-150 because he was on that side of the building. But we've got 3 tanks there, 2 heavies and a medium. That T-150 probably isn't going to last that long, but I figured by the time I turn around, because the traverse on this is pretty slow, and got over there, he'd be dead. So either I'm going to be able to flank him, or I'll continue on to go try and get a little bit of payback on artillery. But you can see I'm coming around. The T-150 is actually going around that way. I'm like, son of a booger. But I'm watching. I'm like, nah, he's dead. So I went ahead and I just start flinging around. You can see the traverse on this. It's painfully slow. It's like a Tiger 2 uh, with just kind of stock stats, I guess you could say. But I want to go get some payback on artillery. So we are artillery hunting. I've only got 575 hit points left, but it's still a pretty good chunk of health. We can take a couple shots because they're smaller tier artillery. I really thought they would be back in there. And then, because from when I was getting hit down that one road, I know if you're setting kind of back in this area over here, you can't see, over there on the other side of these buildings. Um, Say hello to my little friend. I know if you're setting over there, and like I said, in that area on the other side of these buildings over there, you can get shots where I happen to be. And let me tell you, they were putting a hurting on me. And I figured, screw it, I'm going to get on cap. The funny thing that happens is, they took team damage out of the game, obviously. But watch this KV2 when he comes around the corner here. Mick the Muppet. And he's from a Reddit 7. Yeah, RDDT. Well, Reddit. He's actually on the main Reddit. And he's got the main icon there. And he frickin', I guess he decided he wanted to waste some credits because he puts a shell into my side. I'm like, I sent him a message after the match and I said, I hope that round didn't cost you too much that you shot me with. That's all the damage I get done. But watch him, he comes around the corner and derps me. I'm like, what the hell? They took friendly fire out of the game, so why would you do something so stupid? Especially when you're from a clan that actually, um, it's a good clan. And when they see, you do stupid shit like that, man, I've seen people get kicked out of clans for doing dumb crap like that. So for him to pop around into me, I mean, yeah, it didn't do any damage, no big deal. But it's just the point that why would you even do that? Especially if you're from a good clan, that you kind of represent them when you're out there playing the world of tanks and you're in your tanks, but it's their emblem that's on your tank, and so you represent them. And if you start doing stupid shit like that, it just makes you look like an ass, which in turn makes your clan look like an ass. So I guess he doesn't mind himself or his clan looking like jackasses. I mean, I've got all utmost respect for Reddit. They're a great clan. I have friends that are in that clan, so to each their own. I'm not going to go crying to his commander. If he happens to see this on this video, well, he did it to himself. But anyways, if you want to hold on for a minute, we'll have some post-game stats. And yeah, that's why I'm so glad they have, 2 and 3 arties in every match. Like I said, they need to knock it down to 1 arty per side. I think it would be workable. It's kind of hard to tell what it would do to matchmaking, but it would just definitely be nice if they did 1 artillery per side. That's all it needs to be in the game for arty. But yeah, so if you want to hold on for a second, I'll be right back. Alrighty, so God, where to start? That's why, I'm so glad that when I was getting hit by artillery, I just had the biggest smile on my face because I know that they are there to stop me from camping. Oh my God. That's why it's ridiculous that they've got to where there's 3 arty on each side. I mean, 6 Sky Cancer, it's not necessary. I think there might have only been 2. I thought there was 3. M44, so there's 2 of them. Okay, so there was only 2. I thought there was, we have 3 on our side? M44. M44. No, I guess there was only 2 on each side. So, I thought there was 3. But, you can see that they were both focusing on me, which, I mean, I was literally round after round getting hit with artillery. Both those guys. You can't platoon up in artillery anymore, which is awesome, because as in you can't have like let's say a Moss and 2 GWE 100s. You can have a Moss, and a GWE 100, where it used to be you could have three people platoon up in artillery. Or then they switched it where you could have like a tank and two arties, and then they switched it now where you can only have one artillery that's platooned up with a team of people, which is phenomenal, because it was even worse when they were able to platoon up, because they would be on TeamSpeak saying, okay, let's ruin this guy's gameplay, and they would all three sit there and shoot at you. Well, these two weren't even talking. Well, I mean, to my knowledge, they might, maybe they could have been, they clicked in, or he could have said, let's go after the King Tiger C, because I was top tank in the match. Or they could have said, there's not a way to see after the fact, if they had XVM on their computer. One of them could have had XVM and said, hey, this guy's really good, let's take him out. But it was round after round, and it's to the point where I'd gotten so far forward that just trying to back out of there, I was just getting hit every 13, give or take, seconds with an artillery round. And it's painful when that happens, because they kept taking my motor out, took my crew members out. That is why a lot of people are like, well, I don't understand why you take and you got the premium consumables with the big repair kit and the big first aid kit. Well, that's exactly why, because it took my motor out, my tracks out, they took out the loader, my commander, I think the gunner, and then if you got the small one, well, then which one do you pick to repair? Which, do you fix your engine or do you fix your gun? Do you fix your commander or do you fix your gunner? So with these, there's not even an issue. They're expensive, very, but if, you want to be able to know that if something like that happens, you can fix the issue and have your tank basically up and running you might be missing some hit points, but at least you're not, still running on without a motor or without a gun, either or, because you had to pick. So that's why I carry the big repair kits and first aid kits. But that's a prime example on why they need to bump it down to one artillery per side, because those two started working me over, and all I could think was, well, this match is going to be just shit, because I was just getting hammered round after round. So I finally was able to get out of that area where they were able to put rounds on me up there in that road, that area. I know exactly where they were setting, but I'm not in an artillery, so there's nothing I could do. I think I clicked on the map to say like, hey, this is where they're at. But anyways, so let's just go over the results of the match. That was, I already got my ace tanker in there earlier today. And the reason, and I don't want to have you guys feel like I'm force feeding you this King Tiger replays all the time, but in order to get these missions done, like the India first reward, you have to play the King Tiger. You've got to play it at least 3 times, and then once you get those 3 tickets, and it just happens to be a lot of the stuff that's been happening for video that's video worthy, I just happen to be in the King Tiger. I had a match earlier that I really wanted to show you. Oh no, I can't. I forgot I got out of World of Tanks and got back in, so I can't show you the results of that or anything, I don't think, can I? Yeah, sorry about that. But it was my ace tanker match, and they had 3 King Tigers on the enemy side, and I was contemplating showing that replay, why I think kind of World of Tanks should go to more skill-based matchmaking, because between 3 of them, they were platooned up, all in King Tiger Cs, and between the 3 of them, they still weren't even close to the WN8 I have. I think maybe they were at about 800 between the 3 of them, and I took all 3 of them out by myself, except for one of them got hit by the 112 on our team, but then I ended up finishing him off. One of them I took him completely down from 1,300 hit points to dead. The other one, he got hit for 1 shot, and then I finished him off, took him all the way down rest of the way. And the third guy, he was out of the 3, had quite a few matches, like I think a couple thousand, and I think they must have just got the King Tiger season. The other two, between both of them, I think had under 20 matches. So they were new and they were trying those out, and they just didn't have a clue what they were doing. And it would have been a good replay for like showing why they should go to skill-based matchmaking, because between the three of them, it was like one of them was driving in the front, there was one behind him, the one in the front turned sideways, which was giving me a side, then he blocked, and these guys were platooned up. That's the crazy thing. And then the one that was second in line smashed into the one that was just turned sideways all of a sudden, and then the third one was trying to get around them, and it was actually, I mean, it was sad but funny. I mean, I felt bad for them because, I mean, I knew that they didn't have a clue what they were doing. They stopped all of a sudden, didn't try and get hauled down, they just, I don't know if they figured there was three of them and they could take me out really quick. Well, I was hauled down, so they could only get shots at the turret on this thing, and you're looking at 185 millimeters of turret armor. You should have seen it. It was like spray and pray. They were hitting the turret all over the place, and they didn't pen a single time. Finally, one of them figured out to shoot around the track area, and he started putting them through my track and then the hull, and he actually hit a couple on the lower plate. I mean, I can actually show you battle hits just to show you real quick kind of where they were hitting. So is this Westfield. Okay, this is my shots where I was shooting them. You know, you can see I was hitting them there, but this is me. This is where they were shooting me. So it starts here. So they hit me in the turret. Whoop. The turret. The turret. The turret. The turret. 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 Oh, no, actually front upper plate, but I was at a real good angle, so there was no way he was going to pen that. And then he hit the track, and then finally somebody figured out, oh, shoot him in the lower plate. And then he hit me in the turret, and then he hit me. That one I was actually surprised it did do damage. It looked like it would have went through the track and underneath the tank, but apparently it went through the track and through the superstructure. And then he tried the other track, and then he figured out it didn't do any damage there, go back to this side, and then he hit at that angle, it was just too high. And then he figured out right here, oh, this is where we definitely want to shoot him. And then you can see he kept putting round after round there, and then for some reason started shooting up there again. But you can see that just right off the bat, none of them knew where to shoot this thing, and I was hauled down, and they just kept shooting round after round in my turret. It bounced every single round, and I had it so angled, because if you know how to angle a tank, I mean, that's what's going to happen. You can bounce rounds, even if they hit you in the lower plate sometimes. Where was that one? Well, regardless, I think it was right here. No, but you can see, like right here, that one, just because I was like over angle, and at the angle he hit, even though it went through that, it didn't go through the lower plate. But that's what I'm saying. There was three of them, and they had no clue where to shoot. And if you swap over to me, you can see I kind of knew where to shoot. That one I got kind of lucky. It hit him in the underneath that thicker part under the ring there. But you can see I knew where to shoot him. I mean, obviously in the sides. And I did use a lot of premium rounds on this match, and I didn't need to on the side shots. The front ones, a little more. That one I was kind of surprised it didn't go through. But if you know, like I was aiming for the commander's hatch and it hit low. And then I accidentally hit HE shells. I'm like shooting, and I'm like, what the hell? It knocked his track up. It didn't go through. Well, it's because I was shooting HE. That one didn't even go through his lower plate with an HE. And I'm like, oh crap. And then I swapped it back over and continued penetrating them. But I mean, you can see on that match, you know, if you know where to shoot a tank, it makes the difference between rolling a team and having a tough battle. And I think if they went over to like skill-based matchmaking, it would probably be a lot. Personally, I think it would be a lot more fun, because it wouldn't be so many 15-0 matches, because both teams would be kind of equal on their skill. You know, it's like taking the Dallas Cowboys. I'm just throwing a team out there. And going up against a high school team, or the Dallas Cowboys versus the Detroit Lions. Do you know what I'm saying? You're looking at pros versus pros and beginners versus beginners. That would help out the beginners too, because then they're not taking on somebody that's got Unicom or Super Unicom stats. They would be taking on somebody that's more they're geared towards how well they play at their WN8. And they could probably go off the WN8 you know, to match it up. The only problem with that would be, and people would do it, they would start a new account, like a reroll account, and just have crappy stats so that, purposely get crappy stats so they could go in there and just roll teams over every once in a while. And people come up and do the dumbest crap just because they can do it. But, anyways, so. Yeah, so Artie just pounded me and pounded me. We ended up winning this match. We hit the KB3 one time for 235. Knocked out his track, bounced one of his rounds, and he got hit for 58 upon his spotting. Tiger P, we hit him 2 times for 494. Knocked out his track and his commander, bounced one of his rounds, and he got hit for 157 upon his spotting. The SU 152, we hit him 4 times for 708, finished him off. Bounced one of his rounds for 700. The T 150, he got hit for 16 upon his spotting. Yak Panzer 4, we hit him 1 time for 68, finished him off. Knocked out his engine, bounced one of his rounds. I think he knocked my track off. And he got hit for 96 upon his spotting. The artillery payback's a bitch. We only hit him for 59 because I think it was Cromwell on our team already put a couple rounds into him, but we were able to finish him off for 59 hit points and knocked out his fuel tank. And we got 12 base capture points. That was a 3rd class sharpshooter, shell proof, master gunner, duelist, fire for effect, and a bruiser. Did second most damage at 1564, 3 kills with a base experience of 820. We had 11 shots, 10 hit, 9 pen, and made 34,176 credits. And I varied depending on the reason. On the last match I was shooting all pretty much premium rounds was because there was a bunch of tier 8s and no, I don't think there was any 9s. It was all tier 8s and 7s, but they were very well armored tier 7s, those King Tigers, and tier 8s. This match here, I was top tier, so I shot all standard rounds. I don't think I shot a single. I might have shot 1 premium round like I always normally do. But yeah, this is a prime example why they really need to make it 1 artillery per side. I know they're going to be, Wargaming would say, well, matchmaking, and it's going to take forever for people that want to play arty to get into a match. Well, I don't know. If it's going from 4 people or 6 people, because you figure either 3 per side or 2 per side right now that are in artillery. If they bump it to where it's 1 per side, well, yeah, I can see it kind of slowing, the matchmaker down a little bit, but matchmaking for artillery already has a little asterisk by it that says, getting into a match may take longer than normal because you're playing artillery. But, well, the only problem that might cause, I can think then, is you would probably have an artillery in every single match. I got a bad feeling of that, because there is times that you'll have matches with no artillery. And that's because the match that started right before you might have put 3 per side. And then you happen to get in when those teams just got matched up with 3 artilleries per side, and you clicked in just in perfect timing, and they got into the match before you, so your match, there's no artillery. If it was 1 per side, I would almost imagine there'd be an artillery in every single match. But I don't know. It would be probably better than having 2 and 3 arty per side to deal with getting hit time after time with an arty shell. But anyways, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that replay. And again, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to shovel the King Tiger C replays at you. It just happens to be what I've been playing a lot of recently. And you can see I brought my stats up in it a lot. When I was first playing it, I was playing it completely wrong. I was trying to push out there and be the #1 up there and, tier 9 matches. And so now I back off a little bit, and I've been playing up more of a support role when I'm mid to low tier, and if I'm top tier, then I push. And I brought the win rate up to 62%, and the base damage is going up. And so, yeah, it's definitely this one you really got to play it two different ways. If you're top tier, you can push hard. If you're bottom tier, play a support role. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the match. If you did, please click the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. You guys take it easy, be safe, and I will see you on the battlefield.